Hello, I'm Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. Today, I just wanted to talk about retirement here in the Philippines. I just wanted to uh, let you know how it went for me, how retirement is in the Philippines. I came here to retire in the Philippines in 2011. I was 45 years old. I had retired from the military, the United States Air Force, and then I worked a few years in Tucson, Arizona. Then in 2011, I just decided it was time for me to try something different. It wasn't like I was burned out or anything like that about the U.S., but I think I just wanted to try and see. My goal was at the time maybe try it a year, a year break from everything. And what made it possible for me at that time was I was debt free at 45, so that helped a lot that I didn't have any debts. I had a little bit of savings. It wasn't like I was rich or anything, and then my pension from the military. I knew that coming here to the Philippines, if I budget enough, if I was like real conservative spending, I could live here, since I was just by myself at the time. So I decided 2011, I headed to Boracay and it just worked out. Everything just worked out the way it did. I was like really happy that I did that. And I've been here now 11 years. No intention of ever going back to the United States. I'm fully retired. I'm just waiting now on my Social Security. I'll be 56 this year in August. So I got about 6 more years till I get another pension. So I'm living pretty good. I really enjoying my life here in the Philippines. I couldn't ask for anything better. And in meeting Dazzle, of course, it's like the love of my life. I mean, it's like I can't even. You just don't know how happy I am with the life that Dazzle and I have built here. The first thing that I experienced in the Philippines when I first got here was slowing down. It's like my last job when I was in Tucson, Arizona. It was just hectic. It was just I would get up in the morning. I would try to get my run in before work, shower. I'm always like rushing. There were even times when I didn't have enough time to eat breakfast. I would like pull into a McDonald's drive-thru and get breakfast, and I'm driving my car to work and I'm eating in my car. And I'm sure a lot of Americans can relate to that. That's like a common. Everything's just rush, everything. You work your 8-9 hours, and then when you get off work, you're like rushing to get home. You have to, get grocery, you have errands to run. So that was a big adjustment when you get here. It's like when I first got here, I got to Boracay, all of a sudden it's like everything, everything stopped. Everything was like chill. Everything was like, you had the whole day, it was nice. It was just that nice to like finally just to slow down and not think too much. When I was working, I could remember even like Sunday evenings, you would already be thinking about Monday morning, what you were going to do at work, what meetings you have to attend at work, what things deadlines and things like that. And I don't miss that at all. I think that's part of the reason it's like when I made it here to the Philippines, back to the Philippines, I was gonna make it. It's like I was gonna do everything in my power to make sure that I wasn't gonna go back to the U.S. I wasn't. It's not that I would call myself a failure if I had to go back, but I wanted to. It's like if I have to like save, if I had to like live real frugal, I would do it, because for me, there's nothing like retirement. Honestly, there's really nothing. It's really. It's a good feeling to be free, to wake up in the morning and not have to worry about being somewhere or have to answer to somebody or being responsible for something. It's just that it's a good feeling to be all that weight off your shoulders. Of course, it's not all fun. The biggest thing that you're going to be adjusting here in the Philippines is if you attempt to drive here in the Philippines. That's the biggest headache of all the expats that I meet, everybody that moved back here in the Philippines. That is the one thing they really do not like here in the Philippines, is the driving. Because basically, driving here in the Philippines, it is a challenge. There's really no rules. It's here, but what I've learned is like it took me a while. Don't get me wrong. The first 3 years I was here in the Philippines, I didn't even drive. I just had a bicycle. So when I finally drove, about the first year, it was challenging. It was challenging because I'm pretty conservative when I drive. I don't like overtake, or I don't time. You know, I never rush, because why would I? And it's like I don't need to be anywhere that I need to be in a rush. So, but the driving, what I've learned is you just got to be extremely patient. You know, it's the people here, they're not going to change their driving here. It's you that have to change. You know, it's you that have to accept that you're the one that's going to have to be kind. You're going to be the one that's going to let everybody or stop at pedestrians, and you'd be the one that like give people way so they can cut in front of you, because they're not going to do that here for you. You know, it's like the driving here in the Philippines is not going to change. The key is you have to change. Dazzle always tells me I drive like a grandma, because like I drive super slow. It's like, and I don't mind, because I don't need to be anywhere in a rush. And I just want to get from point A to point B in one piece, because I don't want to get into any accidents here. Because if you get in an accident here, you're gonna spend the whole day in the police station. It's gonna be like it's miserable if you, because I got an experience with that when my car was parked in our school when at STI college, and a truck hit it. Parked, you know, and a truck hit it. So I had to spend the rest of the day, I spent like 6 hours in the police station filling out forms, explaining, and insurance, and it was just a headache. So I was like, you know, I just don't want to experience that ever again. So when I drive here, you know, I drive super slow, I take my time, and it just works out like that. But once you master that, once you master like the driving here, as far as being patient and not getting upset, you got it made, because that is the only thing that will really get to you here, I think, is the drive. And lastly, what I want to discuss is like what works for me. I guess because I was in the military for 20 years, and I'm used to structure. I guess because for 20 years when I was in the military, we get up at the same time, we get to work at the same time, we get, you know, everything's a routine in the military. So what works for me here since my retirement that I found is like, I get up in the morning like at 4 a.m. That's like my routine. I get my cup of coffee, I'll snack on some biscuits or a toast, because I've heard you're supposed to eat something with coffee. Dazzle told me that, so I do that. And then I just wait for sunrise. And when sunrise hits, it's when I run, and I'll run 5 kilometers inside our subdivision. And when I'm done running, that's when I walk the dogs. So that's like kind of like my morning routine. Then after I walk the dogs, I'll start making breakfast, because Dazzle, she doesn't get up till like 8, 9 maybe. So usually what I'll either just eat cereal, I'll make oatmeal or something filling. And then after my breakfast, I do what I call them Dazzle dews. Well, you guys know all about that. That's my honey dews that Dazzle want me to take care. So I'll do that, you know, and then now that we have YouTube, I'll do some editing on the YouTube, and then Dazzle wakes up about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then we'll start talking about what we're gonna have for lunch. And then usually we'll either go to the market, or if we have something in the house already, we'll just cook it for lunch. And there's days when Dazzle and I don't even want to cook, so we just go to the Carinderia. We can go to the Carinderia, and right now even, you know, they've raised a little prices on the Carinderia. You can still get like 2 viands, you know, 2 basic like side dishes for like 100 pesos for $2. We basically can eat lunch for $2. And then after lunch, my favorite time of the day, I take a nap. That's like, you know, it's like automatic. It's like I take a nap. And then we get up like around 2:30, 3 o'clock. We look for merienda. Merienda is the afternoon snack. You've seen us, you know, we go to the plaza. Like today we went to the Numancia Public Market to get the steam buns. And then watch the sunset. And this is what you get here living in the Philippines. Most places in the Philippines, we got over 7,000 islands. So anywhere you go in the Philippines, you're gonna have a beach close by. It's practically impossible not to find a beach that you can live close by. And we live about 3-4 kilometers away from the beach, so it takes us 10-15 minutes to get here any day we want. And I guess that's really why I really enjoy it here in the Philippines. It's simple province living, really no stress. You know, I mean, I can't even think the last time I got stressed about anything, because it's just the simple way of life. Yes, we're just gonna finish watching the sunset here. Wait till a little bit before it gets a little darker, and we'll probably, on the way here, we saw like a barbecue place that looks like they're setting up for evening barbecue. So we're just gonna we're probably gonna pick up some barbecue chicken or something, and that's what we'll have for dinner. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on our next video.